All right, welcome to Saw's office and the first look of the Shield knife and tool Mongoose. Mongoose. I just got it. Took a peek, took it out of its package, and then voila. So here we go. The box is different from the last one. I did quite a lot with our Bob. Look, the wind's blowing, so my office is funky. Replaced it with the utility clip. I'll talk about that later. Shield knife and tool out of Big Fork, Montana, Big Sky Country. You probably never heard of this blade. This blade was designed by Pastor Joe Fox from Viking Preparedness and Shofar Mountain. You see those two channels on YouTube. You probably wouldn't even have heard of this knife unless you were on his Patreon. So there's a link below for his Patreon. This is a knife he designed a long time ago, and it came to fruition with the great people in Montana from Shield Knife and Tool. First impressions, very sharp. Okay. On camera, it looks bigger than what it is. I'll give you a comparison. I'm pleasantly surprised at how small it is, actually. So here's it next to the Bob from Shield Knife and Tool. So it's very svelte. It's very light in the hand. I do like that forward if you want a saber grip. It's got jipping on it. You can grab it here. When I first saw the design, it made me think of a few things. One, it made me think of the old SOG knife from Vietnam. Also, the handle profile is very reminiscent of a knife company that I've carried their knives for a long time, the EK. Their micarta handle, or it wasn't even micarta for them, has that profile, the same profile, which, although bigger, quite a bit bigger. That company was sold, and then I think K-Bar owns it now. They sold the Blackjack, and I think K-Bar. But this is made in Big Sky Country. The pommel, at first I was like, ooh, how sharp is it going to be from the pictures? It doesn't look bad. Because one of the problems, you see this with the Sock P dagger, this jipping on the top, seated, depending on how you carry it, can abrade you more than anything else. So I was happy to see that was rounded, but still effective as a striking tool. Pretty cool. The boxing's a little bit different than the Bob was. More streamlined, not that shiny stuff. And plenty of fire starter in there for you, which is pretty cool. The sheath system, I'll tell you right now, having well over a couple 100 miles running with the Bob, literally, and this style sheath, I switched to a utility clip or utility clip for inside the waistband carry, as well as to be able to clip it onto different rigs and different configurations. I found that better for my mode of carry. This is surprisingly comfortable, and it does this style sheath, because I ran it with the Bob, that's why I know. It's offset enough to where you can get to it, very similar to how some of like the Safariland style holsters will be offset from you to clear armor, etc. Very similar concept, but make sure you Loctite these screws. I had one come loose during a class and lost it, and then the great people at Shield Knife and Tool, they sent me a new one with a new screw set, new hardware, because I couldn't find the right hardware. There's multiple ways of attaching this sheath. You can see it already. It looks like it has the same size holes, so probably the extra large utility clip, because the other one's smaller. Where's that? There we go. There's their slim. That looks too small. It's too small for the types of belts I use, gun belts and whatnot. So same style sheath as their Bob. Easy to go in and out, positive locking. I'll probably switch that out just because this knife in particular, because of its size. Let's see. Let's put it near some popular knives you all may have seen before, like the Mora. Give you kind of an idea of the Granberg, or the, let's see, like the Can's Ball. Right, so it's bigger than a Mora, but smaller than something like the Bob. So it gives you that. It's in a very nice, sweet spot in that it's big enough to be a fighting knife, but not so big it's going to be obtrusive and heavy. It has a guard, which I'm a big fan of for fighting knives. Oh, wrong one. That actually fit. That's interesting. I didn't even know that. It fits in the bottom. Where can you find one? Well, they made a limited production run, and they're asked for input for other colors. I would love to see their Sheath in FDE or Coyote, or OD green. The scales, like the green scales on the Bob, would be fine. The satin finish is fine for me. The curve of it, when I first saw the design, because it reminded me of the fighting style buoys that SOG used. You see the EK buoys, which are double-edged, as well as some that have like more of a clip point. This is kind of a blend between that, and I don't know if you guys remember the Aider, which was like a jungle buoy, had that downward sweep, which I'm a big fan of for a utilitarian and combat blade, having used a lot of kukris and stuff with a forward sweeping edge. I'm glad that the guard is bent this way, because some of the once Blackjack took over for EK, they had straight guards. I didn't find those as comfortable in the hand, even if you don't have a saber grip. Just when you're choking up, having that and the jipping there helps for when you're doing your fine carving. It's strong enough, thick enough from the looks and feel of it, where it can be a very serious duty knife as a backup, but light enough and svelte enough. It's not like carrying this. This is quite a bit bigger than this. Although weight-wise, they feel. Well, let's see. How feel you? They feel similar. Let's see how. What do we got for the Bob? 9.1, 9.1. The Mongoose, 7.7. So you're saving a bit of weight, but for the size, it's very compact and sturdy. It feels very, very sturdy. I have a feeling this is going to be a knife I'm going to carry a lot. Because I have extra large hands. It's felt enough, especially if you change the hookup system to your belt without something's bulky, that you could run it inside the waistband, which I'm a fan of, where it's legal to do that. I really like the design. Now, why did I do this? Well, if it's in your power to do good, don't withhold it. That's one reason, right? That's a principle. The other one is, I think people should support each other more. This is a American company in Montana making this blade, designed by an American for Americans. How's Pastor Fox say it? Often imitated but never equaled, or something like that. From a soldier's field perspective, oftentimes, the big heavy blades go away because ounces equal pounds and pounds equal pain. This has that nice fighting knife lineage, as well as a utilitarian blade that can punch above its weight class with that forward sweep for draw cuts. It has different applications for different grips I can see already. Very reminiscent of other blades I've owned throughout the years and used, but very svelte. And I like that about it a lot. I think it's an excellent, first impressions, excellent addition. If you're looking for that sweet spot between a heavier outdoorsy knife and something sturdy enough to be a combat knife, you might check out a Shield Knife and Tool to see if they have them available. I just don't think they're going to, because they sold out so fast. Now, how did I find out about it? I'm on Pastor Fox's Patreon, and when I first looked, all the black ones sold out like that. And then I'm glad I ordered when I did, because by the end of the day, all these were sold out. Therefore, if you want to see their next run, you need to be on Pastor Fox's Patreon. I'll leave a link in the description below, and maybe the first comment pinned here. Otherwise, you're going to have to peruse the Shield Knife and Tool website. They have a lot of cool stuff. It's a subsidiary or a sister company to Shield Arms, so you guys probably heard of that with all their magazine stuff and their side folding guns. Which what do I get out of it? Nothing more than doing the right thing. I was given this by one of the owners of the company when I spoke down there at Shield Field Days last summer. Looks like it's going to happen this summer on the 25th of July. Who knows who's going to be there? In Big Fork, Montana, which is over by the Flathead Lake area, western Montana. They have a store at the factory. You should check it out. It's pretty cool. They make all kinds of cool stuff there for Americans, by Americans, in Big Fork, Montana. First impressions, it's going to be with me for a while already. I can tell that. Now, if you want one, you're going to have to get on the list. And he who does more's work, to quote another former Green Beret, John Mosby, his books. Look at Shield Knife and Tool. Look at Viking Preparedness at Patreon to notify where you can get one of these, because they went fast. I would love to see it in FDE or green or anything that's other than shoot me black color, just because of my former background. I'm not a fan of things that are going to be on the outside of my kit that I have to paint again. So there's that to think about. If they're going to do another run, one is none, two is one. So are they expensive? Not really, for what they are. Is it extremely sharp? No. It's a sharp knife. It's not as sharp as other ones, but it has a different style of profile. I haven't done a single cut with it. I could just feel the edge right now. Do I think it'll be a good cutter, a good chopper, a good all-around field knife for somebody who's wearing a green hat? Yeah. Look into it. Pastor Fox is a former 18 Alpha Green Beret officer, and there's a lot of thought in this design. I'm already a fan of the way it feels in my hand. It's facts, not feelings. I'll see how long how well it holds up. I do have experience testing a couple of the products from Shield Knife and Tool, their bob and their side folding AR lower, which is a whole nother, that's from their Shield Arms side. But the Shield Knife and Tool bob, I've spent a lot of time with. Did several posts on my Patreon about it. It's held up really well. The one thing I would caution everyone is, as soon as you get it, if you're going to run this sheath with this loop system, make sure you Loctite the screws. And that goes with most stuff. When you go from one temperature to another, screws will back out because of thermal expansion and contraction. Sunlight. Hopefully this finds you well. Check out the links below for more information. You'll see this as a cast member, if you will, on my Patreon channel for a while, I'm sure. And they stand behind their product at Shield Knife and Tool Tell them Saw sent you. Maybe. We'll see you soon. Shalom.